Hi, I'm Wendell Steinhauer, President of the New Jersey Education Association. NJEA is committed to celebrating excellence in education. That's why we're proud to support Teacher Appreciation Week, a special series produced by the Caucus Educational Corporation celebrating New Jersey's talented and dedicated teachers.
Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by the New Jersey Education Association, Wells Fargo, NJIT, New Jersey Institute of Technology, PSE&G, committed to improving New Jersey's economy and strengthening its communities, Virtua, MagnaCare, and by Cohn Resnick, Accounting, Tax, and Advisory, where forward thinking creates results.
This is One-on-One.
When you first heard that they were doing Charlie Rose and Gayle King, didn't you go, what?
People like laughing at others, so I don't mind if the other is me.
See, you go right into the character. That's what it is.
I'm bringing families together a half an hour each week. Man, I'm doing something special.
And so I do feel successful.
Kathy Assini is the 2013-2014 State Teacher of the Year, 8th grade teacher at Delsea Regional Middle School. How you doing?
Good, good.
What does it feel like to be Teacher of the Year? By the way, this is part of our partnership with the NJEA, New Jersey Education Association. Classroom Close-Up. You're about to see a video of you in a few moments. Classroom Close-Up feature. Teacher of the Year, how great.
Yeah, surprising.
Really?
A little overwhelming. I just teach, and that's the worst thing that I can say, because too often other people say that about us. But it's what I do, it's what I love, and to get recognized for it is
pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
You want to see a video of you?
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
This is Classroom Close-Up. It's 20 years they've been doing this. New Jersey Education Association celebrates 20 years of a great series that won 11 Emmy Awards, Classroom Close-Up. We'll see a little bit of a clip from a Classroom Close-Up about you. But Kathy, we'll come back and we'll talk right after this.
Being selected Teacher of the Year was somewhat surprising and somewhat overwhelming. Shortly afterwards, I met with Lauren Morocco, last year's Teacher of the Year. And she laughs when I tell people this, but she said to me, just know from the beginning, this doesn't mean you're the best teacher in the state. It means that you have been selected to represent good teachers. We need a spokesperson. We need someone out there saying, look at all the good things we do. Because teachers don't do that. We have hearts that go home with our kids, and our kids' hearts come home with us. The whole idea of meditation, when you're nervous or anxious, especially you guys, tests coming, try that breathing meditation. I'm a history teacher, a social studies teacher, but I teach children. And that's the thing that I hope we never forget. We have children in front of us. They aren't widgets. In 1974, there weren't a lot of options, but I did math well. So I took a couple bookkeeping classes and I became a bookkeeper. I did that for about a year and a half. And my boss on a review said, you know, great job, you do your work, but you need to be a little less social. I was like, yeah, I've been being told to sit down and shut up all my life. So we were engaged at the time, my husband and I went and got my hair cut, and it seemed like a fun place to be. There was music, there were things going on, people were standing up talking, so I went to investigate it, found out what it would take to start cosmetology school, gave my 2 weeks notice and started cosmetology school, postponed the wedding, and got a job right out of cosmetology school, and I was there for 25 years. With my husband's support and a computer, I decided at 42 that I would start into college, and it came easy. I made it through. I did it 3.5 years. I did my whole degree, including my student teaching. I got a job right away. Compare and contrast. Are we looking at just the good things? Are we looking at just the bad things? What's the sound? Anybody remember?
When I was younger, like 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, I wanted to be a teacher. But then when I got into like older grades, like 5th, 6th grade, I wanted to be a lawyer because I think that would be an interesting job to do. But then coming in 8th grade, I think Mrs. Assini reflected off of my younger years when I really wanted to be a teacher. and my interests are kind of coming back to me, and I kind of want to be a teacher again.
I miss him.
What's that like for you?
To watch that, well, the first thing is that I miss them because I've been out of the classroom since December now on a sabbatical.
Because being part of being Teacher of the Year requires that you do what?
It's a 6-month sabbatical, so I left my kids on Christmas break. I've been back a couple times to see them, and then I'll be back at Delsea in September.
You miss them?
I do. I do. I went into teaching to teach children. History degree was actually the easiest way to get there, starting at my age. You could take 4 or 5 history classes at the same time in a semester and get through quickly. I wanted to be at middle school. I wanted to be at 8th grade. It's just such a impressionable time period. I know it was an important time period in my life, and they're just balls of clay at that point. And I love making the connections that I get to make with them every day.
You know, you were part of a larger panel that we did with a group of other educators, you know? And for our Caucus New Jersey program, it was terrific. But I was struck by you on so many levels. But I want you to talk about something you talked about there, but talk about it here. Your connection to your students is a very powerful thing. Is it personal or is it purely professional?
Oh, it's definitely personal.
It is?
Again.
Even after 13 years?
Oh, yeah. And each year it's a different group of kids. They have different qualities, different needs. I was turned on by a teacher at a young age, and then junior year in high school, I was turned off by a teacher that sent me careening off into, luckily not trouble, but a different direction. So I know how much the influence of a teacher can affect a child.
You take that very seriously.
I do. I came from a good family.
I'm sorry for interrupting. Your students take what you say about them very seriously.
Yeah. I mean, they know I care. From the beginning of the year, I make sure it's a classroom. I talk to them about packing their parachute, and that it's a safe place to learn and take risks, and I won't let them jump out of the airplane until we both know their parachute's packed. And just, education is a risk, and living through 8th grade, you take a risk every day, especially if you're making good choices. So kids can be influenced. I am involved in the Natural Helpers program at my school, so the kids get to see me raw on a weekend that we take them away, and they get to know my backstory with being turned on and off by a teacher. I have a son.
You share with them.
I do, and I have a son that has had family issues. We've had issues. He comes in and he speaks to my students, and so they get to know that they can talk to me about things, and oh, by the way, we're going to learn history, and we're going to learn how to do history.
Final question. Mm-hmm. Your family, totally supportive of this move?
For me to go into teaching when it was? Yeah.
Did they get it? Did everyone get it, or were you the only one who really got it?
No, they did. And my daughter wound up going into teaching. My son is teaching at a college at this point, and it was neat because my college degree was only 4 years ahead of my son's and 8 years ahead of my daughter's. So they did. They got it, and it was a family support, and
You're terrific.
Thanks.
And that's why you were selected as the Teacher of the Year, 2013-2014. Kathy Assini, I want to thank you. And on behalf of all the parents out there whose children go to public school and have terrific teachers who may not be the Teacher of the Year, but we thank them every day for what they do, and we thank you and your entire profession. You're a credit to it.
Thanks.
Okay. Stay with us. We'll be right back right after this. We are pleased to be joined by Eliseo Aleman, who is principal of Thomas Edison Elementary School in beautiful Union City, New Jersey. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Union City is a beautiful town, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Describe it.
I love that town. It has a mixture of everything, but more than anything, it's such a cozy town when you have so many students, so many teachers, so many people living there. 80,000 people total. 11,500 are students.
And language is a challenge. 80% of the students in Union City's public schools English is not their first language, fair to say?
That is correct. English is not their first language. At home is Spanish.
Okay, so put this in perspective, folks. This is part of our Classroom Close-Up series we're doing in cooperation with, excuse me, our partners at the New Jersey Education Association. We're about to see a video of you and your colleagues working on bilingual education.
Correct.
It doesn't always work in a lot of school districts. It's working where you are.
Yes, it is.
We're going to take a look at this video, see why and how it works in Union City, and then we'll come back and talk. Let's go to a great series called Classroom Close-Up.
In Union City, there are about 80,000 people, and within our school district, we have approximately 11,500 students. 97% of those students are Hispanic, and the first language is Spanish at home, and 87% of those students do receive free or reduced lunch, which means we are a poor urban community. But in spite of some of that, we are very, very proud of the results we're getting when it comes to educational and student achievement.
De hablar con los administradores de esta escuela para que los padres de esta escuela también pudieran participar.
Recognizing that 4 out of 5 families speak Spanish at home and that most students are bilingual, the Union City School District makes quality bilingual education a priority.
La parte de atrás del libro. La parte de atrás.
The bilingual education program here in Union City embraces the native culture of the students that come here. The teachers in bilingual education begin teaching in the native language, and as the children begin to show mastery, they move them along.
Because when the muffins come out of the oven, they are
hot.
The culture that is being brought by those bilingual students here to this country and to our school is something that the teachers use to make them better, to teach them more, using their culture and language.
Here at Edison, there's artwork everywhere, both professionally and student-rendered. Classrooms are busy beehives, and teachers are happy to talk about what makes it all work.
We do whole group instruction, and then we branch off and differentiate instruction in small groups.
The key to success in the early childhood education at Edison School, I think, is a lot of the professional development that the teachers get.
On this particular day, teachers were gathered for a session about technology tools used in the classroom.
We have Apple Corporation coming in and doing professional development every month. We have also in-house embedded professional development.
Yes, high fives for everybody. Yes.
There's nothing that I would like to see more than our students in our school grow up, go to high school, go to college, go to grad school, and come back and be teachers and administrators here in Union City. Because that's truly the way you give back to the community.
The table.
Excellent.
That's powerful stuff. Why does it work?
Because we believe that the embracing of the culture and the language, the native language of our bilingual students is critical to the success. Let me elaborate a little bit.
Sure.
Basically, when you have students that come into your school or your school district and don't know the language, they need to develop a strong component, a strong mastery of their native language first, so that you can, as they begin to learn English, they can transfer the information of what they're learning in English into something that's solid that they know of in Spanish. This way they're transferring knowledge. It's critical that their mastery of their home language be solid, so that they can transfer information from the new language, which they're shaky on, to something that they can grab onto in their native language.
Why do so many bilingual programs fail?
I think that they may not see the importance of providing not only academic support, but social support.
For example?
In Union City, we not only provide academic support to our bilingual students, but we also provide social support by having in-house counselors ready. Many of those bilingual students bring serious issues, both the student and the family. And we provide counseling both at the student level within the school, and if need be, we also provide to family.
For example, you talk about these problems they face, like what?
For example, I had one student, I've had this happen at least 3 times, but I'll just say one right now, that his father went back to the native country on a business trip and was killed. And how does that student carry on? Over here, mom stayed here with him, the father went back on a business trip, father never returned, and it's happened 3 times.
3 times?
3 times. So these are situations that are critical.
Where does your training come from to know how to do this? Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Jersey City. And born in Jersey City, stayed in Jersey City for a short time, then raised in Guttenberg and West New York, which is 2 towns over from Union City.
Why do you connect with these kids?
I connect with them because I see a lot of myself in them. I really do. My parents came here from Cuba many years ago. My father, my mother, very poor. And the first language that I learned in my home was Spanish. And so it was so important to me when I was going to start school. I was so nervous because I really didn't know the language. And I luckily had a great kindergarten teacher and first grade teacher after that really, really just nurtured me in the language, and I was able to get it quick, thank God.
Your passion for teaching, when did it kick in?
My passion for teaching has always been there. I never really followed through until I was a little bit older. I realized that I wanted to share the ability to impart knowledge onto other students. I wanted to be able to give to others what I knew, my experiences, what I've learned, and what I became. And I wanted to serve for other students as a role model for them to follow. That students that have had similar situations like I did when I was little.
It's interesting you say it didn't kick in till later. But you knew it was your passion.
Absolutely. I always said to my parents and to my mother when she was alive, I always told her, there's something about teaching that just calls to me.
Still today?
Absolutely.
You haven't lost any of the passion?
Absolutely, I haven't lost any of the passion.
What do you love about these kids?
What I love about these kids is that they're genuine, they're real, and all they're asking for is understanding. All they're asking for is a chance to learn. And we at Edison School, if I may, feel that those bilingual students bring with them, many of them bring with them a tough situation, and all they're asking for is a chance. We embrace them, and we want to give them that chance.
We appreciate everything you and your colleagues do, particularly in challenging situations like the ones you face in Union City. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you so much, Steve.
Stay with us one-on-one. We'll be right back right after this. Thank you. Mr. Ahmed Salama is a math teacher at the PANTHER Academy in beautiful Paterson, New Jersey. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you, too.
Now, the PANTHER Academy stands for Paterson and NASA Together for Higher Expectations and Results, right?
That's correct.
And it's a high school, 200 students, studying Earth and space science.
Yes.
What's the whole idea behind this?
Actually, PANTHER Academy is granted by NASA in 2003.
If you know our partnership with the NJEA, you also know that we have a video. These are video clips from Classroom Close-Up series. By the way, do yourself a favor, check out this extraordinary series. They have a whole range of Classroom Close-Up segments you can check out. Have you seen this?
Yes.
Well, everyone else is going to see it for the first time, all right?
Yes.
Classroom Close-Up, we'll come back and talk about it after this. This is great stuff, all about education and science. Check it out.
Here at the Great Falls in Paterson stands a statue of Alexander Hamilton, one of the founding fathers of our country. It overlooks the majestic view where Hamilton, in 1792, as Secretary of the Treasury, commissioned the construction of factories that used the Great Falls as a source of hydropower. As a result, Paterson became the birthplace of the American Industrial Revolution.
Now, I'll let you know how to measure long distance. As you know,
222 years later, Ahmed Salama, a math teacher at the PANTHER Academy in Paterson, took his students on a class trip to the falls.
we can't jump to the bridge, so we could measure.
But they're not here for the history or the view.
How to measure the height. Two things we should know. What is that? Two essential things to know to measure the height. Distance and elevation angle. We don't know the distance. We know, yes, the elevation. We could know the elevation angle, but we don't know the distance.
So Ahmed and his students brought some measuring tools. Some are common and some not so common, like the hypsometer.
It has an inverted protractor that measures the elevation and the depression angles.
We have to align the first position with the second position. We are over a perfect distance, which is 60 feet. Try to make it perfect. Can you see the tip of the bridge?
Yeah.
Theta 1 is what? 3?
3.
And theta 2 is what?
10. 10.
10. Mark down this. And then we move back about how many feet?
60.
And we combine some angles to use it for our formula, which is theta 1 plus 2. What's theta 1 plus 2?
Today's trip was to show us how we can use trig equations and apply it to like real life situations. We can find out the height of something that we can't possibly find, like physically.
X is what?
60.
60.
So using the formula that we use, we got around 77 feet of the falls.
I think that it's great that we have a teacher that's like really like hands-on and cares about the students and helps them out a lot with like projects like this, and is always hands-on and behind us and tell us what to do and always helping us.
We don't know the distance between us and the bridge, but we could make it. We need to start from the beginning and teach the kids first how to be sincere to this country, how to be productive, how to be successful. And teacher, even if he use regular board or smart board, is not going to be effective enough. He should go outside and get involved with community. And our calculation, what? 77.
Wow. How much do you love what you do?
10 exponent 10. Like more than a million.
I'm looking at Amanda we saw and Flavio, and I think to myself, these are young men and women from the Paterson community.
Yes.
This is not a wealthy, for those watching in the tri-state area where we're seeing, this is not a wealthy community.
Right.
This is not a suburban community. They don't have all the advantages. What is this potentially doing for these two young people and all the others?
We have to take care of the education. We should have high quality of education. This is the only key to solve the problem of urban community. The people struggle to live well over there. So we have to take care of education. This is the key to solve this problem.
What's the key?
The key is to have high quality of education. We should prepare the kids to be successful, not during the college or school, but after, to be successful in their life.
But this gets science, you have technology, you have math, you're bringing it all together. And it looks like to me that you expect so much from them. And what do you say to all those who say, you can't expect that much from an inner city kid? You say?
I had many generations, students already are successful. And one of them, one of my students, her name is Delsea Aleman. She's right now is doing doctoral degree in mathematics.
A doctoral degree in mathematics, one of your students. What is that like for you as an educator? How does that make you feel?
I feel good, so good. I can't imagine that. And I'm so proud of her. This is one of my students, and I have many are successful.
So these students, how do they pick the PANTHER Academy? Do their parents pick? Do they pick? How do they wind up there?
They came randomly first, yes. But this year, we're watching them. We have to have exam before and interview. It's like orientation before, and then we'll pick them up.
So it's more challenging to get in?
Right.
I'm looking at this. You gave me this. Bob Morris, our great Emmy Award-winning director. Bob, do me a favor. Could you put up this? You're wearing this on your lapel. You gave this to me. What is this?
This is the art of transforming function. It's the winner button, 2004, first winner in MTNJ, Association of Mathematics Teacher in New Jersey.
This is something to be proud of.
Yes, and actually it came from a student. A student was learning a function from me, and he said, "Oh, function is ugly. I don't get it." I told him, "No, functions are beautiful."
Functions are beautiful?
Yes.
Explain that.
Yeah. I told him, "Listen, do you use graphing calculator?" He says, "Graphing calculator." He learned how to use the graphing calculator. I told him, "Okay, what is that?" "This is line." "Okay,
Yeah.
You graph the line. What is this?" "This is parabola." "And what is this?" And reflected over. And they came up with this, and he colored it. And he won the first place. And right now he's
Amazing.
working as a technology in some company. I don't remember.
So let me ask you, it's one thing to be in a classroom and to do this work, but you're big on getting out of the classroom, as we saw at the Patterson Falls. Why is it so big for you to get your kids out of the classroom?
Well, actually, teachers cannot teach among six walls.
Among six walls, cannot do it because?
No. It's cage for teacher, yes, yes. Even if you use the smart technology or computer or watch videos, it's not enough. They have to go outside.
What happens when you go outside?
Kids first feel good and enthusiastic to do whatever I ask them. Any kind of kids, any kind. Even, who's misbehaved sometimes. Oh yeah, I could do it. Measure it. Can I describe to the students in the wall what cube is? Cube? Some of them don't imagine. I have to tell them, touch it.
Touch it?
Yes. Feel it, measure it, and imagine it. That's it. This is the education.
And being at the Great Falls made all the difference?
Yes.
And the reaction you get from your colleagues, the other teachers, what do they say? What do they do?
They learn a lot from that, actually, and they loved it. They said, "We haven't seen that before, and it's a new idea." I have presented that at Rutgers University, and I'm going to present it at Montclair too, for teachers' workshop.
You're a role model. Let me just say this. We have been partnering with your colleagues for a long time, and you're one of a long line, Ahmed Salama, at PANTHER Academy, of great educators who come here and inspire us every day. And to know that you are teaching children in this state gives us reason to have hope. We're proud of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Stay right there.
One-on-One with Steve Adebato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adebato has been provided by the New Jersey Education Association, Wells Fargo, NJIT, PSE&G, Virtua, MagnaCare, and by Cone Resnick. Promotional support provided by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association and by Politicker NJ. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.